How's it going, everyone? I'm Adam Molina. Earlier this year, we took a look at the Sony Huron wireless NCs, and though plenty of people were saying they were better than the Bose QC35s in every way, I was a little bit more skeptical. Something about them just didn't make them the clear winner to me. Since then, a lot of you guys have been commenting and telling me to take a look at the Sony MDR-1000Xs, and man, I'm glad I did. Spoiler alert, I can get behind these 100%. The box is just a standard Sony box with a picture of the headphones on the front, but when you open it, you're greeted with a hard shell carrying case. In there is where you'll find the headphones. You'll also get a 3.5mm audio cable, a micro USB charging cable, and an airplane adapter. Then there's all the paperwork, consisting of the instruction booklet and warranty information. Overall, these have a pretty similar design to the Huron wireless NCs that we looked at, but the one key difference that you'll find is on the outside of the ear cups. Where the Hurons were entirely plastic, these have a synthetic leather covering the ear cups. It's not real leather, but it does have a subtle smell that kind of reminds me of shoe shine polish. That fake leather is mirrored in the ear cups and the headband, where it's stuffed with a really comfortable foam padding. I had no problem listening to these for hours at a time without discomfort. Towards the top of the ear cups are two small microphones that help with the active noise cancelling and the ambient mode. More on that later. The ear cups do rock back and forth slightly so you can get the best fit possible, but they also rotate 90 degrees and fold flat. Along the bottom of the left ear cup, you'll find a 3.5mm input, as well as the power, active noise cancelling, and ambient sound buttons, all of which have tiny grooves on them to help you easily distinguish between them when you're wearing them. The right ear cup only has a micro USB port for charging and a tiny microphone. Though the headphones do feel pretty solid, I wouldn't go as far as saying that they're durable. Being a Sony product, these are particularly well suited to Sony lovers. If you already have a high-res music player or something that supports LDAC files, you'll definitely get higher quality out of these since they support both. The rest of us will have to settle for Bluetooth with the aptX codec, which is fine by me. Connection strength is solid, and though you won't be able to reach 100 feet like some of the other headphones that we recently reviewed, I was able to get to about 50 or 60 before skipping became a problem. So it's not the best in-class range, but it is better than average. The only buttons on the headphones are on the bottom of the left ear cups. There's a power/pairing button, a button to turn on active noise cancelling, and another that lets you cycle between the ambient sounds. This is the one that's probably most interesting. You can choose between normal and voice modes. Normal mode will use the microphones to let sounds pass through the headphones along with your music, while voice mode, as you might have guessed, will only let voices in. Once you decide which one you prefer, you can then turn on active noise cancelling to block everything out. Then if someone walks up to you, if there's a train announcement you need to hear, you can just place your hand over the right ear cup to hear what's going on around you. It'll automatically pause the music, and then the music will resume once you remove your hand. It's pretty cool. I did have some issues where ambient sound mode would accidentally turn on if I had to reach up and adjust my headphones, so just be aware of the touchpad sensitivity. Using that same touch-sensitive ear pad, you can pause or play music by tapping, skip between tracks by swiping left and right, and adjust volume by swiping up or down. Now the controls are a little bit finicky, and sometimes when you want to raise the volume, you'll accidentally end up pausing the music, which can get a little annoying. But one tip that I can give is to swipe fairly slowly and with intention. If you hastily swipe at the headphones, it will only register the tap and pause the music. Sony claims a battery life of 20 hours with Bluetooth and active noise cancelling turned on. In our testing, we got a total of about 18 hours, but that was on maximum volume. If you keep the volume at a respectable 60 to 80% like you probably should, I can easily see these reaching the full 20 hours. Unfortunately, I don't have an LDAC compatible device or a high-res music player to test sound quality, but I do have some FLAC files lying around, which I did some of the testing with. Still, most of the testing was done on streaming services like Spotify, Google Play Music, and even Tidal. Sony isn't new to headphones, and that shows with the MDR-1000X is. The low end is smooth and nicely controlled, but definitely can't be described as strong. These might not be for bass heads who enjoy a thumping low end, but they're right up my alley. Mids are usually where a lot of companies put most of the emphasis into, and these are no exception. Vocals aren't as forward as I've heard in other pairs of headphones, but on the bright side, instruments that are usually way in the background sound great. The vocals in Oceanside by the Decemberists are clearly discernible, but the guitar and drums behind them sound full and clear. Highs gave me an issue because even though they sounded decent for the most part, I felt like they only sounded really good when the headphones were on a relatively high volume. Pushing the volume up gave the cymbals and hi-hats of Stranger Things by local natives much greater detail. When on average volume, it lost some of that airiness. Overall, the 1000X headphones are exactly the kind of premium headphones that Sony needed. Sure, they're expensive at $400, but that's not unheard of in the class of Bluetooth active noise cancelling headphones that they're competing in. The active noise cancelling is just as good as, and if not better than, the Bose QC35s at times. When it comes to sound quality, these definitely tend towards the warmer end of the spectrum, so if that's not your cup of tea, you might find these a little disappointing. But again, that was right up my alley. The touch controls on the side are definitely hit or miss, and they're a little finicky, but they hit more than they miss, which makes them a really handy feature. We're giving the Sony MDR-1000X headphones a 9 out of 10. And that's it for our review of the Sony MDR-1000X headphones. Thanks for watching. If you want to know more about these headphones or any of the other products we review, make sure to check out SoundGuys.com. While you're here, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and sign up to our monthly newsletter so you can stay up to date with all the newest reviews and audio news here at SoundGuys. Links to all of that down there in the description. I'm Adam Molina. I'll see you later.